You're impossibly fast and strong. Your skin is pale white and ice cold. Your eyes change color. Sometimes you speak like you're from a different time. You never eat or drink anything. How old are you?
17.
How long have you been 17?
A while.
I know what you are.
Say it. Out loud.
Vampire.
Are you afraid?
No. I can't do this. I can't put this on YouTube. I can't. This is the skin of a killer, Bella. Oh, that is orange. Hello, everybody. Today, I thought I would review makeup. Does anyone else remember when I used to do this, when this used to be what my channel was? So the lion fell in love with the lamb. Colourpop Twilight collection. This shit has broken the internet. I swear to you, every single post is about this collection. I had to do it. I had to review it. I had to talk about it. Obviously, Colourpop is kind of solid through and through. I think we all kind of know that. It's not like I'm gonna try it and be like, for some reason, this formula is absolute garbage, but I can let you know what I think about the color story and how, you know, the colors kind of vibe together. Do I feel like I can create a good look out of it? But really, I feel like this kind of collection isn't one that a lot of people are gonna care about those specific things. This is for the nostalgia of it all. It is very, very interesting that Colourpop decides to come out with a Twilight collection now in 2024 when the movie is like 10 years old, but I'm about it. I live in the Pacific Northwest. I live in Twilight territory, so this is my cup of tea. I read all the books. I went to every single movie. I liked to go by myself. I had this like thing where I was like, no, I need to watch these by myself. And I would like wear my black hoodie and just sit in the back row and just watch them because I was so in love with the characters in the story. I called out of work to read the books. I like it. It's cheesy as hell. It's one of the cheesiest things I've ever seen. Renesmee, stop. This has gotten mixed reviews, I would say, especially for the Twihards. They're not happy. They're not happy about the color story. They're not happy about the way things look. But I will say, after watching the gals who created the collection at Colourpop talk about why they did what they did, it makes a lot of sense that the colors are what they are. So I'm gonna show you right now. Here is the palette. So this is the outer carton box, and then this is the actual palette. I feel like it's pretty good. So it's got that sort of holographic nature to it. And then this is the palette. So I see what people are talking about. They're like, no reds, it's blood, they're vampires. I think for Twilight, this makes sense. If they come out with a Twilight, New Moon, Breaking Dawn type of situation, then I feel like it makes sense that they have like each individual palette. And for Twilight, I feel like this does make sense. When I first saw it, I was kind of like, it's all right. It's all right. Basically what they said is that it is meant to look like that blue filter that's over the entire movie. Like you can, you know, the blue filter. Dreary Pacific Northwest vibe. So that's what this is supposed to give. And I think it's giving. So then we have these two, which are the Super Shock highlighters, Vampire Skin, which I'll get to that in a second. And then this one is Meadow. So Vampire Skin, people were literally furious that it wasn't called Skin of a Killer.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella.
So then everyone was waiting for this. They're like, okay, but this, I saw that they teased it with this. This is gonna be called Skin of a Killer. This is gonna be called Skin of a Killer, I know it. And it's this Soul Body Shimmering Dry Oil that's supposed to make you look like you have Edward's Skin of a Killer. And they called it Like Diamonds.
It's like diamonds.
And people were like, you missed your opportunity. I'm not surprised, because I have some like, not behind the scenes knowledge, but sort of, because I know that they have to run things through the companies. Like obviously this is in collaboration with Twilight. Summit Entertainment, I assume. They were probably heavily involved in the creation of this. So for some odd reason, I'm guessing that wasn't allowed. I'm guessing they went for that and wanted that to be in there, and then it didn't get approved. I'm not 100% sure, I can't say that for a fact, but when somebody replied and they were like, you dropped the ball, and they said, we tried, bestie, which I think means probably that Summit Entertainment was like, no, you can't do this. And they're like, fine. No Skin of a Killer. But we do have these, which are graphic ink liners, and there's Vampire Forever and Coven. There's like words on here. I know what you are. Say it. Out loud. Say it. Vampire. They kind of keep to themselves, just like little sayings. And then we've got the Luxe lip oils, and we have 3 different shades of those. I like the packaging of these. These are really cute. I think they did a good job on these. So we've got Belle's, Team Edward, and Team Jacob. So I'll show you what the colors of all of them are. So this one is Belle's, and they're Luxe lip oils, so they are sheer. This is Team Jacob, just like a shimmery black. Okay, that's not very wearable, but this is a shimmery blue. This is Team Edward. This is the eyeliner called Vampire. Coven is this next one, and it's like a black with maybe some really slight blue flecks in it. Oh, does that need to be shook? Look how it turned out. This is the shade Forever, but it's like sheer. What the? I don't feel like that would do anything. Is that what it's supposed to look like? You see how it's like see-through and chunky? That doesn't seem right. The other two are really pigmented. That seems weird. It's pretty, like the color shift of it's pretty, but if you actually look at it, it's like useless.
His graphic ink liners are to die for. Vampire is a stunning metallic black and red inspired by blood. Forever is a duochrome green representing the forest. Coven is a black shade with silver pearl, perfect for all your vampy looks.
What? I don't see that. I'm gonna shake it even harder. I'm just gonna be like, bitch. That's just like, it's so, what the fucking fuck? Ain't no way, baby. Like the amount you would need to stack up to have it be actually pigmented is like, it's a very thick amount. You see what I mean? Like if I tap that, it's just very interesting. I do think, just me personally, if I'm just being nitpicky, I think these could have been a little more like branded and themed versus just saying Twilight with a black packaging. Hey, that's just me, like mine was when I did my collab with Colourpop. I'm not saying mine was the best collab that ever has come out, but it was, and you know what I'm saying? Like this color right here, or like this like design on here, or some kind of, I don't know. That just would have been so sick. And I feel like Paramount, or whoever this is, Summit, probably had the budget, but you know what? Hey, it's fine, and it is lovely. This is the shade Meadow. Looks kind of silvery, and then pink. Skin of a Killer, or AKA like diamonds. It says on the side, it's like diamonds, you're beautiful. So this is what this looks like here. Oh, it is like diamonds. It's that typical Soul Body coconut scent. I'm gonna be honest with you though, I don't think I personally could wear this. It's too heavily scented for me. If you are really sensitive to fragrance, it's really fragranced. Like super, 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 super fragrance. Very pina colada. Very, very, very pina colada. I'm gonna just get this face not looking like this. Boom! Ah! Okay, face is on. I think I am going to actually weirdly start off with lips because look at these crusty old dry buttholes. We'll try them first and wipe them just because I want to see how they go, but like, let's try Team Jacob first. Pretty. Wearable. I like it. Filtery. I don't know, what even is this color? So we know now we're not Team Jacob. Let's see if we're Team Edward. No. Don't think we're Team Edward either. What are these colors? I'm just not even, I get it. They fit the vibe of the movie, but like wearability, 0%. Belle's should work because it's a red, so that should, it should, you know? Yeah. Does it look red over my crusty lips? No. It's certainly not red. It is, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? Pretty though. I like that one a lot. I would wear this one, and actually because it is a lip oil, even being this color, it just shows up as almost like a pinky clear. That one's certainly wearable. The other two, that's a no from me. I think I'm gonna go and do like a, I think I'm gonna go with the greens. I don't know, let's just go for it, you know? Probably a little combo of 17 and Bella. So we'll go with a bit of 17. Man, I'm so popular, holy moly. So it is actually, this color, I like how almost, not, I hate to use this word because it almost comes off as a negative, but it's like, it's almost not pigmented, but in a good way, because it gives it some time to blend out. It's not overly pigmented to where I'm like, oh my God, I screwed up. I think the color comes off really nice, and I think this is like a perfect transitional green shade for the color Impossibly Fast. Oh. Okay, well, when you don't tap off the excess, it's a little more. I'm gonna go in with Impossibly Fast, which is that green shade. I'm gonna tap, oh. Okay, this one is much more, much darker, much darker. You know what I noticed about like Instagram videos and people on like TikTok and stuff like that, when they're showing you the makeup, they'll be like this. Like they will fully blend out the color. I want you to pay attention to this in future videos. They will fully blend. Like they will sit there and they will do like 5 solid minutes of blending. And then they'll come on and be like, so I'm gonna pack a little green on the outer corner. But they've already done the blending. Like pay attention next time and you'll be like, dude, holy shit, they fully have already finished everything before they even start. So I'm going in with the shade Bella right now. And I'm just to kind of like tone this down a little bit so it's not like super, super, super crazy green. I mean, I think it's only natural that we go in with this one, Lion and Lamb. Okay, so that shade actually, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's totally a duochrome from green to purple. Oh, it's like green to gray. Ooh, it really does fit the vibe of the palette though. It's like this green to purpley gray color. It's actually really pretty. I think I'm gonna go with this one actually. It's not the pressed glitter version, but it's the Cullens. See that shade? Look how pretty that is. Ooh, I like those two stacked. I feel like this collection could have used the cream gel liners. Maybe like a really pretty dark bluish green, maybe like a duochrome color. Wow, I didn't realize how much blue I put on until after I just did that. I'm gonna add a little bit more green back to the sky. That's where I feel like we're kind of missing is like Edward's eye color. I feel like that's like one of the biggest things about Twilight is like that golden color. You know what I mean? That like, that he's a vegetarian, he doesn't eat people. Let me try a little bit of Coven. I'm gonna toss some lashes on because you know what? That is what it is. It's gonna pull it all together. BRB. Okay, it got slightly better with lashes. I feel like it's not like crazy. It's not like the best thing I've ever seen, but I mean, it's pretty. It's not a look I would ever wear anymore. Like just not my style anymore. Let's pull the hair down a little bit. All right, we're gonna just toss on a little bit of the highlight so we can try. These are not highlights that I would wear, you know, in today's day and age. So we're gonna go in with Vampire Skin, of course. I think we used everything from the collection. Let's put a little bit more of this blood lipstick on, Bells. So this is the finished look. So my thoughts on the collection. I have reviewed a lot of makeup over the years. I've reviewed a lot of different collections. I've reviewed a lot of different things. It's been a while, obviously, since I've done this, since this is kind of, I've taken a step back from my typical makeup reviews. However, what I will say is in a collection, what I look for as a consumer is I want the collection to be like really cool and awesome, but I also want it to have like a wearability factor. Now, not always are you gonna get that, obviously, because that's just not always the case, and wearable depends on the person that is reviewing it. Something might be wearable for one person and the other person might be like, dude, like I literally will never wear this anywhere. To me, the eyeshadow palette is somewhat wearable in that it has a couple of shades that I could see using for like an everyday, but this is more of like a to have in your collection because you're a huge fan type of palette in my opinion. I like the colors. I think they did a really good job as far as fitting the vibe of specifically the Twilight movie, but I end the palette because I feel like the lip products, the only one that's even mildly wearable is this one. The other two are, it's not like they're not wearable in a way of like, oh, well, it's just not my cup of tea. I kind of think they're ugly. I think that, I feel bad saying this because I really, really do love Colourpop. They look weird on the lips. They're just like, they're almost dead looking. And granted, this is a vampire movie. So maybe that's kind of, they were trying to go with like, it's a vampire thing. These people are cold, pale, and dead. So that's what we're going with. And if that's the case, you nailed it. I think that that is sort of like, they could be pretty topped over something maybe, but that's really it for me. They are a lip oil, so I feel like oils topped over something isn't really useful because they kind of, they're so slippy. They're not like a gloss that kind of stays. Lip oil is very comfortable, but that's not really the vibe of them. A lip oil is quickly just to toss on. But I get that if they hadn't have gone with like really unique colors, I feel like people would have been like, boring. They really can't win. So either they go with like the black, blue, sparkly route, or everyone would have just said that they were boring. And that is true. That's totally what would have happened had they not done what they did. So I get why they did what they did, but reality, wearability, no. Cute ability, yes. However, I will say, packaging wise, not really. Just a plain black lid is all that we got. So it's not like once this is out of the box, it's gonna sit on your shelf and like have the vibe. It's kind of just plain. So I'm not trying to bitch. I feel bad, but like, this is just what my job is. And I guess I'm a reviewer, I'm allowed to do that. The boxes though and everything, I completely think are, they knocked it out of the park. I think that like, I absolutely, like they did really good job on these packaging. I feel like they look so awesome. It's just a little bit of a bummer that like the box looks like this and then the product on the inside just looks like that. I don't know. I feel maybe I'm just being nitpicky again, but I don't know. I wish they kind of would have gone a little harder with the caps and stuff like that. Like I know that when I was making my collab with Colourpop, I'm gonna keep referencing that because it's the only thing I know of when I worked with them. It was so simple. I was just like, I want like a forest green cap, and it was like, done and done. Maybe I do understand why they went with black because maybe a blue cap wouldn't have looked good with like a red lip product. But other than that, I don't know. It's not like I don't like it. I just, again, I feel like they could have gone a little harder with the design, especially being Colourpop and being made in-house and just having literally the design world at your fingertips. And I feel like they did such a good job on the outer packaging. It would have been cool to see it reflected on the inner packaging. As far as the eyeliners and stuff go, the one that I used second, so Forever, not really a fan. It's just too sheer. But Coven did work really well. I did Coven over the top and that looks really pretty. As far as the highlighters go, it's really sparkly. It's supposed to look like vampire skin, so I think that that's kind of the vibe they were going for, and they did. It's vampire skin. I mean, vampire skin is sparkly, right? I wouldn't wear it as a highlighter. I would wear it over like an eyeshadow. I would top this over the top of an eyeshadow, and I can imagine that being really pretty. Just being a reviewer, the packaging is a little boring for me because like I said, look at it in the box. Just like such vibes, such Twilight vibes, and then out of the box, it's like, just kind of gets lost. Kind of boring. I don't know. If I was working with the company, this is just the things that I would say in the board meeting. Hire me, Colourpop. Not that you're looking for anybody, but I would do that. Because I feel like I made a good collection, okay? Just gonna say, I feel like I made a good one. I feel like I made the best one. I know I made the best one because I have seen so many other companies copy the exact same color story. If I was gonna change things up, I probably would have gone with the Luxe lip oils, but I wouldn't have done those other two colors. I might have done like a color changing one that like started off like a light blue and then turned to like a rosy red or pink color or something like that. So it was like color changing, you know, to your pH. I might have gone with a blotted lip in a really, really deep vampy red color, like a blood, like the true color of actual blood, and done it in like a blotted lip so that you could like feather it in from the center of your lip and have it look like you were bit by a vampire. You know what I'm talking about? That like vampire lip. I for sure would have done something different for the outer packaging, not just gone straight black, because Twilight to me doesn't speak to just like plain black. It's just not the vibe of the movie at all. So I feel like they could have done a little more with that. The word Twilight on here is cute, but I feel like it could have had like some trees, or it could have done something differently in that regard. I just feel like I'm being really nitpicky, but as far as just the words on here, I don't know, I want more. Give me more. I don't know. I get it though, because it is a book, so it does make sense to have like the writing and the words and stuff like that on it. It does make sense. I think they did a really good job with the palette packaging. There's not a lot I would change on here. I feel like this just is Twilight. It looks great. It's really pretty, and yeah. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. Given that most of the products in here I just wouldn't wear. And I feel like once I take them out of the box and put them in my collection, they just kind of become like any other Colourpop. I think it's already sold out. I think it sold out in like 12 seconds. So that does show that people are liking it, that people like the vibes, and people are Twilight fans, which I am not surprised by. Actually, I'm kind of surprised. Maybe it's one of those movies that it's kind of like a cult following. Like, it's almost like the movie is almost like so bad that you love it. You know what I mean? And like, there's no way you watched Twilight and you were like, that's A quality acting. Like, there's specifically the part when Edward, like when they pull the cars around and those guys are like picking up on Bella or whatever, and then he pulls the car around and he's like, I can't. When I first saw it, I was like, shut the fuck up that that's the final cut that made it into the movie. It's so bad. I look forward to seeing what Colourpop comes out with for the next movies, if they do like a New Moon, Breaking Dawn type of thing. I think that could be really fun. We need vampires and werewolves. We need the clash. We need just smoky reds, and like, I just feel like we need their eye color somewhere in there, you know? We need like a good Cullen eye color, and then a gold Volturi eye color. Like, we need the reds and the browns, and I think that's coming. I'm sure that Colourpop knows what they're doing. They have their collabs lined up, and I think they do a good job. But sometimes I think that they need an objective eye to come in on the outside and be like, hey, let's put it a little harder. But sometimes I also wonder too, with brands, like how I'm like, oh, they could have gone harder. Did they need to though? Did they need to? No, they sold out instantly. So I think sometimes I am like, why didn't they do more? Well, they didn't need to. Probably financially, actually, just a black cap, way cheaper, and it sold out anyway. So when I sit here and say like, oh, they could have gone harder, they could have gone harder with the collection, I mean like Melt, who comes out with the makeup bag, Nightmare Before Christmas, X Melt. And then not only that, you open up the makeup bag that is like perfectly curated for the collection. You've got all of the different things inside, which fit. And then the palette, it's shaped like a coffin. This is the front of the palette. The back is wood grain. And then when you open it up, just look at, you see what I mean? How hard they went. The colors are perfect. The color story is literally perfect. The shape, the designs on the inside, like there is nothing amiss with this collection. And Melt does it every time. They like crush it every single time. They never don't do enough. They do it exactly the way that, like, come on. Look at this packaging. Like down to every last detail. This is the outer unit carton box. Every last detail is actually perfect. And so that's what I mean when I say that Colourpop could go hard, because I know they got the money for it. I know they do. And so that's what I want to see them do. I want to see them go Melt Cosmetics hard. And they haven't yet so far. So, all right. Well, I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys like this review. Hope you like this video. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And I will see you at my next video. Bye! Out loud vampire. Okay, there's like words. Hilary? Just a plain black lid. Hilary? The boxes and everything though, I completely disagree. What? Hilary? Are you gonna focus on this? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Like, studies will say, or not, that, cut that part out. You're impossibly fast and strong. Hold on tight, spider monkey. Ask me the most basic question. What do we eat?